Welcome to the quick hit with the Sports Brothers. We're talking moments after Cavaliers GM Kobe Altman met with the media on Zoom. The trade deadline is over. Delvis, what was some of the things that stood out, not only with the trade deadline, but with how the Cavs treated the trade deadline?
The Cavs are very aggressive. I mean, they made two different trades. They got Dennis Schroeder and Keon Ellis from Sacramento prior to obtaining James Harden, and they gave up uh, DeAndre Hunter as well as fan favorite and team favorite Darius Garland. But they had to take another step, and I honestly do not believe that they're through. Um, let's face it, bro. You asked a brilliant question at the press conference about, they only have four players, 6'9" or larger. One of those is Dean Wade, and they have one player 6'8". So they have to get another 6'8", 6'9" player and get rid of like Max Strus. Remember this, bro. There's always the buyout market, and a lot of people are losing sight of that. So this isn't the end all be all for the rest of the season. This is until the buyout market. And the buyout market, pretty much the day that someone has to be on the roster to be eligible for postseason is March 1st. So keep that date in mind.
Well, and my biggest surprise were the trades that weren't made. You heard about Ja Morant, you heard about Giannis, that they were definitely going to leave their respective teams, and nothing happened. Now, I know a guy that said that a trade wasn't going to happen with Giannis out of Milwaukee. I couldn't believe it. I thought he was good as gone. But as I said, I know a guy who I'm happen to be looking at who didn't think a deal was going to be made.
No,
Why is that, Pertel?
because they got Slep Rock, better known as Jimmy Haslam, as part of the ownership of the group, man. They're never going to do the right thing. Think about this, bro. Golden State offered them four unprotected first round picks, and they turned it, and some other players, and they turned it down. So if you're not going to make that trade, which I knew they weren't, because like I said, when has Jimmy Haslam done the right thing? You know, when has he done it? So I knew they weren't going to do anything, and people are talking about next season or before next season, bruh. They're not going to get another offer where you're offered four first round picks that are unprotected, and they will be after Steph Curry retires. You can rebuild your team. But hey, Haslam does what Haslam does.
Well, we'll be talking more about Haslam after we end this segment about the trade deadline. I've been getting calls ever since the trade, Harden for Garland. Branson, what do you think? What do you think? Well, what I believe is that will it work? That I'm not sure of, and my reasons are that James Harden is a is a guy that you always talk about, Paul Pierce leading the slow break. And James Harden is that type of guy too. He plays at a slower pace than the Cavs have been accustomed to. So how that will work with Mitchell, I'm not sure. But if you look back, it was the early '70s when they made the trade. Pearl went to the Knicks. Him and Walt Frazier. It was the
Yeah,
same question. Both are ball dominant. How will it work? They won a championship.
sure
So
did.
it worked. So if somehow the Beard and Mitchell can come to some resolution and make it work, then it'll be good news for the Cavs. But I'm still skeptical. I'm just skeptical because of the both players have different pace when it comes to the game.
I like it. I like it mainly because Garland is 6'1", Harden is 6'5", even though he's 10 years older. He's actually played more games than Garland, who's 10 years younger. Think about that.
Wow.
Plus, the thing with James Harden is he's going to make Jared Allen and Evan Mobley better players because he feeds every big man he's played with has ate well, and they need to eat. So he's going to make sure they eat, and it allows Donovan to play off ball because this wacky lineup that Kenny Atkinson puts out there. And somebody please just let me know why Dean Wade starts on this team. But he pretty much he's been starting one guard, which has been Mitchell, and then he starts forwards. He starts three forwards. And then when Mobley got hurt, he now has Sam Merrill playing. But dude, just please just get Dean Wade out. Naquan Tomlin does much more than Dean Wade. You got to do better. You got to upgrade. And I bet people around the country are asking the same question. Dude, what do you see in Dean Wade that makes you want to play him? Not only does he start the game, bro, he plays in crunch time.
Well, the Cleveland Browns, I believe it was Monday, where they had the press conference with their new coach. Delvis, what did you think of the press conference? Were all the questions asked that needed to be asked, and were you impressed from what you saw?
You had a bunch of knee pad wearing people at that press conference.
Oh,
They
not the
got
knee pads.
they got knee pads on. Yeah, they have knee pads on. They a bunch of butt kissing people in this majority media. They asked them nothing but lame questions, and it was silly. And then your girl Mary Kay Cabot, yay team, aging cheerleader, and then her two goofy people that she's with, and all the rest of these goofs, they don't know, they have no idea whether it's Dusty Rose looking dude or Acne dude or Jerry Lewis, Daryl Ryder, all of them, man. They are just so much in collusion with whatever the Browns want to do, unless it comes to Shedeur Sanders. That's the one thing that they drew the line at. And bruh, it didn't piss me off as much as the Roger Goodell Super Bowl press conference. Now that pissed me off even worse.
Yeah, that was, and that leads to what happened in Cleveland, that nobody asked any of the general manager or Jimmy Haslam, the owner, the question about diversity and the fact that out of the 10 coaches, no black men were hired. And I was surprised that no one asked him that. But, going back
Really,
to Goodell,
were you really surprised? You saw the composite of that room. Were you really surprised?
well, not
And
only,
now,
not,
mind you, I wasn't there, and you weren't there. So just look at that room, and you tell me you were honestly surprised.
well, not only not surprised, but the fact that, Roger Goodell, I was surprised from his answers because he seemed to be a guy that in the past he talked about more diversity, but I don't blame him. It's on the owners, and Goodell works for the owners, so he's just espousing what he's just espousing their actions, if you will.
Yeah. I mean, bruh, you have MAGA owners doing MAGA things. And like I said, all of these people, these Indian people, well, I want to see an Indian coach. I want to see I want to see a Pakistani coach. I want to see this. Well, why well go into one of those leagues, go watch cricket or go watch something else where that population dominates the population of the active players. This league is 60, 70% black. You have more Arab coaches, head coaches chosen this cycle than NFL brothers. Let that sink in, man. And it's so bad that now they're trying to make Robert Saleh, a minority. A minority where? He's just like them, man. Now, if the league was 70% Arab, okay. But the league is like, okay, you're good enough to play, but you're not good enough to coach.
And with that, this is it for the Sports Brothers. And don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, and listen to our new shows that drop every Wednesday. Thank you. And is it good night? Good evening? What do we say?
You are listening to the Sports Brothers, man.
Welcome to the family.